And then when I shared that little paper that you all had done about the opening up the Glim program and stuff like that, I had 4 people reach out to me just like that. They're like, we want to make money. How do we make money? Because, it's like a third world country over there. And so they're like, okay, we want to know how you're doing it and everything else. So that's basically what I did. I just monetized my page and
Yeah,
started adding people from other countries.
and then didn't you say you're like in some groups for creators and people that are monetizing their page, right?
Yep.
So that's how you're meeting a lot of these people.
Yep.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, but you got to be really careful because there's a lot of scammers and there's a lot of guys who just want to send, excuse my language, dick pics and everything else and want to call you and this, that, and everything else. And I'm like, block. I'm done. Block.
Yeah,
like I'm not doing it. So yeah.
Totally. I just had a guy ask me earlier today if I would marry him.
No, thanks. I'm already married, and they don't even understand that either. Half of them, and they're just like, oh, well, and I'm like, no, I'm done. Like, listen to me. I have a husband. Leave me alone. And they're like, oh, okay. So yeah, it's been a lot of trial and error, but we're getting there.
Awesome. I love it. I'm proud of you. Getting out of your comfort zone. It's so great. Awesome. And that's kind of what tonight's training is all about. So it's, let's see, March 18th, if you can believe it or not, 2026. So tonight's training is about attracting leaders as much as you're attracting followers. And my little motto or quote for this is, we don't build teams, we build people who build teams. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the objectives of the call and then why this training idea came to me. So our objectives tonight: create content that is going to attract leaders, not just customers and not just people that are doing the minimum. We're going to talk about what I call pre-qualifying conversations in order to filter out who are going to be your leaders. Learn how to move conversations for people into believing that they're leaders, because sometimes you see it before they do. And knowing what to say after objections. I know we've talked about objections before, but we're going to talk about it again. And I have some new, fresh ideas for that. And then how to build a system that develops leaders rather than like babysitting. And so here's my thought. I've been brainstorming about how I myself can continue to grow our team. And I was talking to a mentor actually earlier today. And what I realized I need to work on more myself is also attracting and building leaders. And I thought, well, if I'm going to work on this, I want to work on it with you guys too. Like, especially anybody that wants to grow and make more income. We need to be thinking like leaders, and that takes being a leader, but also developing leaders, right? We've been doing really great already. I'm so super proud that we've been hitting director consistently in pharmacy, like every month. But my goal is for us to reach bronze director in pharmacy by summer. And so I felt like this is an important topic for us all to learn about and start kind of building upon what we're already doing. And so tonight's training is based off of like the research I've been doing, and I'm ready to preach what I teach. Okay. So let's talk about first the identity shift for us as leaders, attracting leaders, right? So leaders don't just join businesses, they join people who are going somewhere. And so the shift for us needs to be from posting to positioning yourself into attracting those leaders, shifting from inviting to selecting and being with intention. Who are you really targeting as leaders? And shifting from selling to leading, right? So a quick question for you guys to think about, and feel free to speak up if you want to respond. If someone found your page today, would they see you as a leader or as someone who has a hobby?
Hobby.
I had to think about this question because I was asking myself the same question. The mentor that I was talking to earlier asked me the same thing. And I was like, that's a really good question because they might think hobby. You know, I have been trying to be more intentional about posting about opportunity and growth, but I don't think I'm always intentional enough. So, let's talk about content you can create first off that will attract the leaders. So I'm going to talk about 4 types of leader attracting content. So the first one is called authority content. So the mindset and voice of authority content is coming from your like voice, right? Is I know what I'm doing and I can help you do it too. Let me let somebody in here. So here's some examples of types of like captions you could have for authority content that will attract leaders. So, and I have notes for you guys, of course, like always. If I had to rebuild my business from scratch, here's what I would do in my first 30 days. Or the biggest mistake I see new people make and how to avoid it. What actually moves the needle versus what wastes your time. Or 3 habits that changed my business and my life. What I stopped doing that made me more money. So why this works is that leaders want mentorship, not guesswork. They want to know and see you as a leader. Okay, next type of content we're going to talk about that attracts leaders is expansion content. The video is working for everybody, right?
Yeah.
It must be
says
something
you're
on
on companion mode, Irma.
Oh. Yeah, Irma, I think you might have to go out and come back in because you're in companion mode. Okay, so let's talk about expansion content. The mindset and the voice from you when you make this content is you're painting a vision and you're showing what's possible for people. So here's some examples of captions for this. And by the way, the like video or pictures that go along with this stuff could be totally generic stuff. Could be you pouring a cup of coffee. It could be you walking around your house, taking a walk with your dogs. It could be like any type of content is what I like about this type of content. So here's some examples for expansion content that kind of shows people what's possible. This business gave me more than income. It gave me options. I used to think I didn't have time. Turns out I just didn't have systems, right? So you're kind of like planting that seed in people's heads that you have a system, which is important for leaders to know. Here's another example. Imagine building something that grows while you're living your life. So you're showing people, again, you're painting the vision. This isn't about nails or makeup or skincare or creatine, whatever topic you want to focus on. It's about who you become. And another example, I didn't need another job. I needed leverage. So why this type of content works is that leaders in their mindset, they're driven by freedom, they're driven by growth, they're driven by potential. So those are the type of people that we're attracting. We want people to see the vision of what this could be. Okay, third example of leader content is it's called real life leadership content. So your mindset and your voice of this content is just showing how you lead in real life. So it could be like taking pictures of like a screenshot of like our training call, right? Showing that you're showing up, stuff like that. But here's some examples of captions. Built my business between teaching mom life and chaos. Here's how, right? And maybe you give a couple of tips. I don't know if you guys saw the post I did the other day. It was like a series of posts of what I trained my team to do instead of this, right? So that was like an example of that. showing people that I'm part of a team and I'm helping them develop systems, right? Here's another example of real life leadership content. POV, like point of view. You're running a team while packing lunches and answering emails. Or you don't need to be perfect, you need to be consistent. Or behind the scenes, what my day actually looks like. It could be you writing in your planner, like literally, you know, or this is what discipline looks like on the days I don't feel motivated. So it could be a video of you on your computer typing, right? Showing like, even when you don't feel like showing up, you're doing your business, right? Because, and here's why this type of content works, because yeah.
Hi.
Oh, little babies, busy, capable women are going to see themselves in you. And I will say that I feel like the busiest people are the ones that are like actually capable of working their business. So, and I think that people that are go-getters and leaders know that. They just might be scared of it. So our fourth type of leadership type of content is called call out content. This is probably the most important one. The mindset of from you and like your voice from this type of content is where you're filtering out who your leaders are. So here's some examples. I'm not looking for everyone. I'm looking for women ready to lead. Right? If you want easy, this isn't it. If you want growth, that's simple. Let's talk. I never like using the word easy about my business. I like using the word simple because it really is simple, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's easy, right? I don't build followers, I build leaders. Or this is for the woman who knows she's meant for more. Or I'm looking for 3 women who are done playing small. Or if you're waiting to feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. So this is like call out, like you're calling people out, right? And like kind of this is a really more direct type of post. Why this works, you're gonna instead of attracting so many people that are in that minimum crowd of like doing the minimum, you're gonna attract the right ones. Okay. And like I said, this is something I'm working on too. So I'm working on transitioning to more content like this. So if you're totally committed to attracting leaders, you need to plan, track these people, create content every month that includes these types of posts. If you want to do it every day, go for it. But I'm going to say at the minimum, every month, we want to plan out and try to hit our goal of 2 authority posts, 2 expansion posts, 2 real life posts, and 1 call out post. And I know it's hard when you don't have the notes in front of you. I thought about making slides this time, but I just didn't have the time. But you guys will have the notes to look back at, decide what types of captions work for you, be able to have it when you're building content, right? Okay, so now let's talk about actually finding these leaders and types of conversations you're going to have to filter them out. So why this matters, not everyone is going to deserve the same amount of time and energy. And that's just the way that it is. Some people are going to never do more than the minimum and don't have the desire to grow. And honestly, that's totally okay. We love these people. They still bring community. They're fun. They add to our group volume. It's never okay to push somebody into a zone that they have no desire to be in or like make them feel bad if they're perfectly happy where they're at. I want to point that out. These people have value and a place in our business. So I'm not saying don't attract the people that are only here for the discount or for the fun or the hobby. Yeah, we want those people too. So that's not what this is about. This is just about attracting more leaders into our funnel. And it's important to be able to differentiate between those two types of people, because the people that you do see leadership qualities in, even if you see it before they do, it's okay if you see it before they do. Those are the people that you're going to spend a little more concentrated time on. You're going to check in more often with. You're going to build small group chats with, right? And also why this matters is we want to build a team of builders, ideally, not dependents. Because the people that are here for the hobby, that's fine. But you're not going to spend the same amount of time with them as you will other people. If we want builders, we have to teach them what we do and then teach them how to teach others, right? We want people who are engaged and active as much as possible. We want people who want to be a part of a community. We do not want people that are negative, bring others down, or continually drain people. We don't want people who continually ask for help over and over, but then don't take our advice, right? Because you can only lead a horse to water. You can't make them drink it. It's their decision if they're going to run with their business, right? So we don't convince, we just filter them out. But again, sometimes we're going to see leadership qualities in somebody before they know it themselves. And I think it's important to pay attention to that and to talk to those people and let them know, I see something great in you. I know that you can do this and that you can build and you can be a leader. Sometimes we have to sprinkle that in to people for them to see it, you know? And when you see it, you'll know it. So who you're actually looking for when you're trying to think about what leaders do you want to have on your team? People that are consistent in anything that they do, right? Somebody who's been going to nursing school for 3 years and they're a mom and they're busy, right? And they're working hard. This is somebody who is a leader, right? Somebody who is already influencing others. If they invest in their growth, they post about, whatever they're doing for their own personal growth. And people who have goals, even if sometimes they feel stuck in those goals, because we all feel stuck sometimes, right? So here's some pre-qualifying questions to kind of help you decide, are you talking to a potential leader? These could be things that you're talking to somebody about when you're just getting to know them, when you're building a relationship with them. Maybe you're already talking to them about the business, or maybe you've just recently recruited someone and you're kind of feeling them out, right? So pre-qualifying questions. What are you currently working on or working toward right now? So this is going to kind of tell you if they have a vision, right? Or do you see yourself wanting extra income or building something bigger? This is going to separate the hobbyists from the leaders. Or when you commit to something, how do you usually show up? This is going to show you their work ethic. What would you want to change most about your current situation? This is an important one because this helps you to understand their why. And when you can understand somebody's why, you know kind of how powerful their mindset is going to be. Have you ever thought about building something of your own? So this kind of opens the door to that identity shift of turning into a leader if they're not already naturally a leader. But then after we have these conversations and we're asking these questions, it's important to build upon that belief. This is the piece that I think a lot of us miss, and I'm trying to get better about it too. So we can kind of transition. Once we have those questions, we can transition it by saying something like, honestly, based on what you said, I don't see you as someone who just tries things. I see you as someone who's all or nothing, right? You're validating that mindset in them, right? And that belief. Then you can call out their strengths, reflect their answers back to them. The things that you hear them saying, repeat and reflect back to them. And And like I said, like show them what you see before they see it. Because sometimes some people don't see it right away. So here's another example. You said you always follow through and you're tired of feeling stuck. That's exactly the type of woman who wins here. So we're letting them know they don't have to know it all, but we're here to support them, and this is a great place to be. Right? So next, let's talk about objections and then what to do next. So first is to reframe the objection and then move the conversation forward. A lot of people stop as soon as they get an objection. Don't. Oftentimes, if somebody's talking to you and they tell you their objection, they're open to still continuing to talk with you, right? So I have some of the most common objections I hear. I don't have time. So a good response, and I'm going to give several examples in the notes. I probably won't go over all of them, but I have a ton of scripts based on all the main objections that I hear. So this is actually, that's why this works. We build our content into our daily routines, right? Thinking about the training we did last week about building your content in your routines. And then next, you could say, if I showed you a simple system that fits into your day, would you like to see it? So we're letting them know, you know, I'm willing to talk you through this and show you how I actually do this. Another objection, I don't know how. So an example response, perfect. You don't need to, you just need to be coachable. That's an important term, coachable, because people who want to grow in the business are going to be willing to be coachable. You'll be able to give them advice and they'll do it, right? Those are very important people to spend your time on. The people that are going to do the things that you suggest, right? We got cats, we got animals, we got babies. Okay, here's another
I'm just over here enjoying my coffee.
Awesome.
I just want to let you guys know I posted some reels about it yesterday and today using my brand new coffee frother because I put milk in it and it made it look like it came from a coffee shop. Because I actually just wanted to let everybody know I just got word that I start my new job this next week. I'm so excited.
Congrats.
Congrats.
Yeah, so I'll have more of an income, and I also wanted to let everybody know that I'm getting my next monthly Manny for Cleo and my next order in, and that includes the Royal Cherry set from Pharmacy.
Ooh, yes.
I am so excited. I've got some good stuff coming.
I love that
it.
Royal set.
I do too.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten mine, so I'm waiting for mine to come
I'm
in. I don't
wearing
know
the
how long it took.
mascara from that set.
I don't wear mascara. I don't
So
wear
pretty.
mascara ever because it clumps my eyelashes. What little eyelashes I have together, it makes them look
This
like
one
really.
actually pulls those little eyelashes and grows them.
I don't like the
absolutely
feel
love
of mascara on my eyes. It just feels like too much. I don't like it. I prefer eyeliner, and that's why I got the liquid eyeliner because I love it.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, so I have viewers on my coffee posts. I've noticed I've been doing that. Like you are doing yours every day, Jen. I'm doing what you're doing with the coffee, and I've gotten viewers, but no reactions or comments.
Keep going, because it took at least 2 weeks before anybody even wanted to know anything about it. Plus, I bought the little the single serve. Yep.
These
and give them out as samples. Yep, give them out as
I keep saying, if you want samples, dude, I'm here. I got them.
Yep, give them out as samples and tell them that the mushroom coffee tastes just like these, and let them try it, see how simple it is, and then go from there. That's what I've been doing.
Now, I've got viewers, like one of them I got 30 viewers on, and Wynn, you might have some ideas on what to say, or even anybody who's here who's done it and gotten customers out of it. How do I approach it without sounding too pushy or not pushy or just cash? Because these are people I don't really know. These are people like, you know.
So for
friends
me,
I can talk to.
Yeah, for me, usually I would just say like, hey, I noticed you've been watching my coffee posts, and I just want to let you know I appreciate that so much. It helps me boost my algorithm. and I have some sample packs I'm sending out this week. Can I get your address?
Yeah, but what if they're like, oh, I don't really want to sample. I just wanted to check it out and see.
And then that's it.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I actually got I unfortunately, the reason why I say that is because I got a nasty message when I approached one of my old Mary Kay friends who's also director. I said something like along the lines, "Hey, thank you for watching my reel about coffee." And this is like early. And she, this is like weeks and weeks ago. She's like, "Oh, I don't need that. I have my own mushroom coffee from Mary Kay." And I'm like, "What? Since when does Mary Kay, you know, they think they claim to have coffee. It does. I looked
Yeah.
on the site. Not a single thing
We're
of
just
coffee."
gonna focus on the people that are positive and interested, and everybody else, you just can't let that affect you. You just
Oh
gotta
no, I
let it
haven't.
go.
I haven't spoken to her since. So, I just don't I don't really talk to people like that because I'm like, okay, out of sight, out of mind.
Okay,
So
let's talk next about the next objection. I'm not good at sales. So
oh yeah, I get that too.
we say good. We don't build salespeople, we build relationships. Right? And then next, would you be open to learning a different way that actually feels natural? So, and I like to make these like two separate messages, right? So the key is that after you've addressed the objections, next comes a forward moving conversation, which I don't think I've talked about, but we haven't really trained upon yet. So the rule, you guys know I love ending with a question, right? So every objection should end with some sort of a question that's going to help move them closer to their decision. And you're not answering, you're like guiding them to a decision. So here's some universal forward moving questions. And then when you guys see the notes, I have specific ones for each of those common objections. So did you want to say something, Jennifer?
Yeah, I was just going to say too, if you guys haven't tried Brooks DM Genius yet, the Chat GPT thing, use it because it is so amazing. And you can literally put in that objection and it can tell you what to say next.
That would be nice, but it doesn't work on my phone. I've tried. I have Chat GPT already, but for some reason that one doesn't work with me because it
You
won't.
can try your computer.
Yeah, you could try your computer.
I have a laptop, but it's also Chat GPT itself is also installed in my laptop. So I don't know if it'll work.
Try it on your computer. Go to the boards.
I need the link
because
again.
They have
Yeah, I'm
it
gonna
on,
need the link again because I
boards.
lost it.
It is
Yeah,
in boards.
it's in the boards.
Yep.
Okay, sweet. Because that's cool. Because I just signed up for the professional boards, which is great.
Yep.
Yay! And I've created a couple of my own on boards. So
yeah, good. I love boards. It's such a lifesaver.
Yeah, and going back to the objections, when they say, "Oh, I'm not really a salesperson," I always respond, "Oh, that's what we're looking for. People who are not salespeople, because I can teach you how in a very non-pressurized way. Is there any reason why you wouldn't sign up today?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and speaking of boards, a lot of these scripts and stuff that I put in these notes too, you guys could definitely take the ones that you love, put them into your boards, go through the notes that we've had in different trainings, like steal stuff out of those. I never even thought about that. I don't know why. I just have my own boards, like, and I build stuff but I never thought about taking stuff that I've already put into our notes.
That's good though. That's good that we can kind of mix and match, if you will. Because I like the question, is there any reason why you can't sign up or why you can't do that, do this, do whatever? Because it leaves it open for them to respond,
Yeah. So here's some forward moving questions, like after you've addressed the objection. And these ones are universal. They could be used for like any objection, but like I'm not going to run through all of the specific objections, but there are in the notes. But universal ones, would you be open to seeing what this could actually look like for you? Or do you want me to show you how this could fit into your life specifically? Or what do you need to do to feel confident moving forward? Or if this did work for you, what would that change? I love that question.
That's a good one. Yeah. Because
And
it's problem solving too. So
Mhm. Yep. And it gets them to think about, well, if you don't change anything, I mean, what's going to change really? But notice like the wording of a lot of these is powerful because it's coming from a positive mindset, right? Sometimes wording matters in how it affects the thought process, right? Okay, so I'm gonna skip past these specific ones, but they're in there for you guys. And then ending with like a power close question. What
good.
excites you most about this so far? Can you see yourself doing this? If I helped you get started, would you run with it? Do you want to just try this or actually build something? So we're kind of like, oh, and then you guys know my favorite question on a scale of 0 to 10. How
And
ready
what
are
is
you
your-
to join Team Winners?
Yeah, that's the one, my favorite too.
Okay, so last but not least is just remembering when you do recruit people, identify who your future leaders are. These are the people that take action quickly. They're asking questions. They're engaging in the chat. They try things without having to be told 5 times, right? And it's okay if people do ask things over and over. That's going to happen, but we want to lead them to where they can find the answers.
Right.
So make sure that you're pouring into the right people because not everyone's going to get the same level of direction and access from you. So with your leaders, you're connecting with them regularly, voice memoing them, checking in, giving them early access to ideas, giving them opportunities to share their wins and awesome things that they've been doing to the team because that builds in their mindset. Oh, I am a leader and I have things that are important to share and to lead with. And teaching them leadership habits. So teaching them to share what's working in the chat, teaching them to celebrate their wins, teaching them to ask questions publicly. And we want to normalize that leaders don't lurk, they contribute, right? And so my next thing I want to recommend to you
That's
guys
not true.
is
I'm a lurker.
I do too. I lurk and
You-
spy. I'm a
Jennifer,
researcher too.
you're not just a lurker, you are an active participant and engager. So that is
I
not
know.
true.
One thing I wanted to point out when I was with my former company, I have a full worksheet they can fill out. It's in paper, it's old school, but it has all kinds of questions on what to look for in the leader. I have a whole thing about it. I can send you the files.
You
I
can
have them
share
all.
that. Yeah.
I'd love to because it's from Mary Kay, but it does have a guideline as to what to look for in a recruit. It's how to find your perfect recruit. Someone who's
I would
going to
like
go
that.
for it. Someone who's going to not be willy-nilly. Someone who's going to work hard to get to where they need to go in life.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lazy ass. And certainly someone who's mature, mature with a capital M. So, that's what we look for.
And the other thing I was going to recommend to you guys too is find a running buddy.
I don't have one, unfortunately.
Somebody who is kind of like on your same level and that you want to partner up with and just like hold each other accountable. You're talking to every day or every other day or whatever. You're sharing ideas, you're brainstorming with each other. I find this to be so powerful when I'm talking things out with somebody. And then don't forget our own professional development, and you guys are here on the call. So you guys are already doing it, right? And we just want to make sure that our leaders are doing that too, right? And they're a part of that. So what I want you guys to do some homework is write down the names of 3 people that you envision as leaders. Pick at least one of them and message them, if not all 3, right? Think about this. Think about who you've been talking to, who you see showing up on social media, who have those qualities that we were talking about, and message them. And then make 3 posts in, I'd say, the next 2 weeks, whatever you're comfortable with, or 1 week, of those 4 types of leadership leader attracting posts that we talked about, right? Make at least
I'll
3.
get that file. Yeah, and I'll get that file out to everybody so that if you have any
Yeah.
questions and you want more ideas, that you can look at that. Or if you want to have any questions, I can answer because I've done it. I've had 3 people on my team with Mary Kay, so I was on the running to be Red Jacket. So if you have any questions, let me know.
Yes.
I've been there.
And in the notes, I have specific scripts that you guys could use to send your messages to.
Yeah, because I was going to ask about that. That's great.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go to the gym and
Have
do
fun.
like my normal Wednesday thing. And then I'll have the recording and the notes all uploaded for you guys tonight before I go to bed.
Okay, have a fun time. Have a great workout.
You too. Thanks for popping in, guys. You guys are awesome. Always showing up.
Okay, bye.
Bye,
Bye.
friends.
You forgot your picture.
Oh, dang it.
I got you. I'll send you one.
Thank you.
You're
Good
welcome.
night, guys.
Good night.